Warning! The following video is an intense pro wrestling review of Hell in a Cell. If you cannot handle an intense review of Hell in a Cell, now is the perfect time. You can go fuck yourself accordingly. Enjoy the show. Son of a bitch! Never, and I mean ever, should your Hell in a Cell main event in a match called Hell in a Cell at an event called Hell in a Cell be ended in a no contest from a few F5s and some broken table shots to your back, and your monster and your heavyweight champion can't even stand up to finish competing, and you call that Hell in a Cell? I've seen Hell in a Cell, and that's Mick Foley dive bombing from the top of the cell through a fucking table, standing the fuck up, getting back on top of that cell, going through the fucking cell, falling again to what people thought was his fucking death. His fucking tooth is shoved up his fucking nose and comes out the other end of his fucking nose. That's right, think of it, your tooth up wherever the fuck it goes and through your nose. And he's smiling and he's dropping thumbtacks to continue the match, and then he gets steam barreled on those thumbtacks several times. And then he comes back in the main event that same night to cost Steve Austin the fucking championship. That is a man, that is a match, that is Hell in a Cell. Roman and Braun can't stand up from one guy beating them up. Maybe I'm okay with this no contest if the event was called Beatdown in Barnes & Noble. If the match was a survival inside of 7-Eleven, right? A survival in 7-Eleven match. Maybe I'm okay with a no contest in that way. But like that? Some F5s, some broken table shots to your back, and we fade to black, and the ref is saying nobody can stand up? What the fuck? I've been in fights at 10 years old that were more vicious than that. I've been jumped by 9 motherfuckers and stood the fuck up and started barrel rolling toward them. Come on, man. That's not believable. The only way you end this in a no contest, if there's a little or big, but literally an earthquake that swallows up the fucking ring with Roman and Braun in it, and they just collapse into the abyss. Maybe I'm okay with a no contest if Hurricane Florence switches gears off the East Coast and starts blaze barreling toward Houston, Texas, crashes into the arena, and swallows up Roman and Braun whole like a fat kid eating cheesecake. Maybe I'm okay with a no contest at that point. You put yourself in a pickle, WWE, because you couldn't have Roman lose, right? He just had the championship for 1 month. But Braun you can't have lose because you tried to book him like this beast, this monster. He's cashing in the most fucking stupidest fucking way I could ever think possible that you could cash something in. Let's give it to the fucking general manager weeks before. Let's let everyone know, including the champion, that I'm cashing in. And then later that night, I'm turning fucking heel. If you're a true fucking heel, you just surprise attack the motherfucker and take the championship on that cash in. No, I'm cashing in, but in 4 weeks, let everybody know. If that didn't make Braun look more fucking idiotic, I don't know I don't know if there's a stupider person in the world. I take that back. One time I watched somebody pour a bowl of cereal, and they poured the milk first, and then they poured the cereal on top of the milk. What the fuck? I thought to myself, self? That's pretty stupid. Cereal, then the milk. Don't be dumb. Don't try to be different because we live in that kind of society today. I'm different and I'm special. But aside from that idiot pouring milk and then cereal, Braun Strowman telling the world weeks before that he's cashing in is the dumbest thing ever. And WWE dropped the ball here. They could have kept that Money in the Bank briefcase active. This was a good opportunity for Baron Corbin to say, hey, technically this was never actually cashed in because Braun, I was going to make that match anyway for Hell in a Cell. So thanks for giving me the briefcase, and then you could keep that active and give it to somebody who could actually use it in a cool, entertaining, badass way. Instead, we get that cash in. In fact, it failed. Not only was the way he cashed in absolutely stupid as fuck, but he failed. Sure, he didn't fucking lose, but he sure as hell didn't win, so even if there's a rematch, which there probably will be down the road, maybe even many, it won't be a cash-in. It'll just be a rematch at this point. The cash-in was a failure. It's like a tie. I'm a Packers fan. The Green Bay Packers last night, whatever the fuck, 24 hours ago, they lost to me. The game ended in a tie. They didn't win, they didn't lose, they tied. Well, in my book, a tie is for pansies and pussies. You win or you lose. You both lost. What did they lose, BC? Because they didn't really lose. What did they lose? Their fucking credibility. That one I'm supposed to look at like an actual heavyweight champion, a universal champion, and he can't get up from some F5s and some table shots. And you're a monster among men when he got beat up by one fucking man? That's our monster among men? He can't even stand up to finish the match? They both lost. The biggest thing you could have lost last night, credibility! But BC, it's only one bad on what was otherwise a really good show, right, BC? Yeah, one bad, but guess what? It was a huge bad. That's like going on a road trip and not filling your gas tank. That's like trying to take your girlfriend out on a date with $20 in your wallet. You just don't do it! The match itself thought it was fucking decent. Seeing Brock come back as Brock the Beast, fucking awesome. That doesn't mean you end the fucking show that way. I know this seems like it's fucking just one huge negative review, guys. It's on the contrary. The exact opposite. This is probably going to be one of the... It doesn't seem it right now. This is probably going to be one of the most positive reviews you've ever seen the Amplified Man do. I'm trying to get the ugly out of the way now. That way we can focus on the positive, just so you guys know. How the hell is BC shitting on this show? He just hates everything. No, I don't. I thought it was a fucking kick-ass show. We'll see what the good, the bad, and the ugly actually tallies up. But from my standpoint, I can only think of one ugly, and that is the actual ending. And I'm not even talking Brock coming out. That was actually pretty fucking badass. But we needed more. They backed themselves into a pickle where you can't have Roman lose, you can't have Braun lose. So how do you make them both look fucking still viable, but you end it in this no contest? How do you do it? You get creative and you do something epic. That's how you do it. You leave us all like, wow, there's no way they can get up from this. Get creative. Get ballsy. Take risks. Instead, you got Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins taking the risk up there. They're both putting their bodies through the fucking tables from midway point of the cage, maybe even higher than midway point. And they're fucking dive-bombing their bodies at the end of this match. Inside the ring, there's just some F5s going on. Whoa! They can't stand up from that. If you want a no contest, I can be down with that. But do it in a much more epic way. We shouldn't have even been in this mess. You put Braun in there with Roman, which we know can be a badass match, but you forced your own hand. You backed yourself into a corner, and now you're in a pickle where you can't have one or the other lose. The best you had was just some F5s from Brock. I would have Brock come in there and whoop their ass, take them out of the cage, whoop their ass up the rampway, take them into the parking lot, whoop their ass there, and throw them into the streets. Fade to black. That was hell. is the good, the bad, and the ugly of Hell in a Cell 2018. We're gonna tally it all up, guys. I got the marker here. We're gonna tally in red. All the matches I'm gonna go by one. We're gonna tally in the good, we're gonna tally in the bad. And right off the fucking bat, I wanna get it away now, man. I'm not even putting that in the bad, guys. I am so fucking disappointed at the lack of creativity. Again, I love the way Brock came out, was a beast, but you can't end the show that way. There has to be more because he's your champion, Roman, and he's your monster, Braun. And this guy just came out and F5'd them a few times. We expect more from Roman, we expect more from Braun, we expect even more from Brock. And I'll get to more in this match too later on, guys. That's not even me covering the match. That'll be match number 7. That'll be later in in this video. And we'll talk about Brock Lesnar kicking down the door. All that fucking good shit. But right off the bat, we just put a tally in the ugly. That is a fucking ugly because it was fucking ugly. And again, that's not even counting the match. That's not counting Brock coming back. That is just the finish went into the ugly category. If you want to give me a no contest in a match called Hell in a Cell, at an event called Hell in a Cell, with a monster and a champion, and they can't get up from that, no, you're not going to insult my fucking intelligence. Maybe the casual fan out there, maybe the sheep, maybe they're like, I liked it, that was fucking epic. Maybe that's cool. For me, hell no! Absolutely fucking stupid. Lost brain when it faded to black. Brain cells were lost at that point because I couldn't fathom how somebody could be that stupid to think that's the way you go off the air. Brain cells, absolutely done. Done. Uh-oh, looks like the match is fucking done. Am I busted open? Steel shot to the dome piece. It's over. Video's over according to WWE. I just smashed myself in the head with a steel shot. Fucking done. Oakley's busted. Fresh set of Oakleys. Destroyed. Video over. Video over. Oh, hell no. We don't end the match. We don't end the video on some steel shots to the dome piece. We keep this motherfucker rolling. Because guess what? Guess what, fuckers? We got plenty more Oakleys. Where that came from, let's keep this rockin'! Hold on, not so fast. Unlike Roman and Braun last night, the Oakleys live on. They can continue. Sorry, Yankee Oakleys. We're back to the fucking tried and true motherfuckers. They don't die like Braun and fucking Roman. This is Hell in a Cell's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly review. The Oakleys started this thing. They're finishing this motherfucker. So let's move on now. Now that the Oakleys live on, let's go into match number 1. This was Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell, the way a cell match is supposed to end, with a pinfall. Somebody losing, somebody winning. Randy Orton getting a huge victory over Jeff Hardy. Instantly, this match turned into... And do we even have to fucking go through protocol? This is obvious. That already goes into the good column. So we got one ugly, we got one good already off the bat, guys. And we just fucking started this thing, right? Because this Hell in a Cell match instantly turned into a tables, ladders, and chairs match inside of Hell in a Cell. So obviously that goes into the good column. We got a tables, ladders, and chairs TLC match, for the cool kids that call it that, TLC match, inside of a Hell in a Cell match. Obviously that's gonna be fucking dynamite. So you got ladders being pulled out, you got tables being pulled out, you got fucking chairs being pulled out. You got a fucking toolbox at one point that Randy Orton takes out. Randy Orton takes out a fucking screwdriver. Can't make this up. Takes a screwdriver and puts it through the earlobe of fucking Jeff Hardy. Through the cartilage part. Now, I know a lot of people that have those big piercings and shit, and they say, oh, the cartilage doesn't actually hurt that much. You can twist it, you can, expand it, you can do all this shit, and they're unfazed. I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck if it is legit that I was in much more pain than Jeff Hardy was last night, because I was. I was almost on the fucking floor in cringeworthy agony as I watched a screwdriver go through a man's ear. That was fucking insane. And then you see Orton afterwards. He's got a gash on his thigh. His leg is fucking bleeding all over the fucking place. Then at the end of this match, Hardy is scaling a fucking ladder, but he's like, this isn't good enough. He looks up to the cage. He actually scales the top of the cage. Not outside the top, inside the top. Like the fucking scaffolding. And he starts scaling that shit. And then he starts swinging back and forth like he's at an elementary school playground. He's swinging back and forth. And then he just dive bombs face first and face plants through a table that once held Randy Orton, but Orton got off in time, and Jeff Hardy just face plants well over 12 feet in the fucking air, face first to a fucking table. He's down and out. The referee's throwing the X, screaming for help. Orton's like, fuck that shit. This is Hell in a Cell. We don't end this in a no contest. I am pinning this fuck, and you will count to 3. And that's exactly what happened, guys. Exactly what happened. Orton got on top of him, and I love that. A lot of people were like, oh, man, couldn't they just end it like that? Jeff Hardy didn't have to get pinned. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That tells the story, and that makes Randy Orton go further now. He can go off while Jeff Hardy takes some obvious time off. Just like Matt Hardy just retired, but we're hoping it's just a Woken character, and we're hoping Jeff Hardy is just taking some time off, and they come back as the fucking Hardy Boys. That's what we're hoping. We're hoping this isn't the end of them. But Randy Orton is not ending anytime soon, so we're hoping Randy Orton can continue. You gotta give him a pinfall here. I'm absolutely okay with Randy Orton taking this pinfall, and I love how Jeff Hardy, at 41 years old, 41, and he's still taking bumps like that for our entertainment. But I have to think there's just a little bit inside of Hardy that wants to do that more than anything. That daredevil that was in him at the age of 12 is still in him at the age of 41, and it's probably, for someone like Jeff Hardy, gonna be there at the age of 91. And like Mae Young, we might be seeing Jeff Hardy at 91 in that ring, doing swanton bombs from God knows where. Did I already put that in the good? You're damn right I did. That is an obvious good. We moved on to match number 2. This was Becky Lynch and Charlotte. This was for Charlotte's SmackDown Women's Championship. This match, I liked it because fans were actually engaged with it. They could have easily shit on this because they just don't like Charlotte. All right, gotcha, getcha. But they could have shit on this. They were engaged, and that could have a lot to do with that they were fully behind Becky, and they just wanted Becky to get that championship. But the engagement was good. There was good chemistry, obviously. It's two best friends. At the end of this thing, in what was, again, an actually a decent match, and at times even a good match, guys. There's nothing I can shit on here. This has to absolutely go into the good column. So now we have one ugly and two goods, because the match, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, was a good match. Decent for the most part, but good in a lot of spots. And at the end of this thing, we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion, and that is Becky Lynch. And I feel it's the right decision. However, I just can't help but think, because they have 2 more matches to go, guys. There's a confirmed match for Super Showdown, and there's a confirmed match for Evolution. Does that mean we hot potato this motherfucker? Because if there's 3 matches in all with these two ladies, and there's already a new champion, is this going to go back and forth? Or does it go back to Charlotte at Evolution and Becky gets another win at Super Showdown? We'll see. Either way, even if it changes hands one more time, to me that's hot potato. I don't want to see that. If you're going to give it to Becky, let's have a plan for her. Here's where I'm putting a bad, and you guys are going to be like, what? This match got a bad too? I already put the 1 for the good match. However, what happened after the match is a bad. What the fuck are you talking about, BC? What happened after the match? Well, Charlotte Flair continues to be the sympathetic queen instead of the raging queen. She goes up to Becky Lynch and she offers her hand. Hey, you beat me fair and square. And Becky's like, nah, you ain't taking my shine. You ain't taking my time. I'm out of here, bitch. I ain't shaking your hand. And Becky Lynch hightails off, and the crowd is popping for Becky. So any sympathy that they were planning for Charlotte, well, damn, that backfired, and you had to known it was going to backfire. The crowd was obviously going to be hyped for a new champion. It goes into the bad because after this match, Charlotte Flair should have jumped Becky like Becky jumped Charlotte at SummerSlam. And now it's Charlotte who should have all along been the real heel because nobody gives a fuck about Charlotte. And that sucks to say because you guys know on this channel, I praise Charlotte. She's not one of my favorite wrestlers, no. But I can at least admit she's one of, if not the best female superstar on that roster. Up there with the Sashas and the Embers. You got fucking Charlotte. And you can argue that all day to the cows come fucking home. It won't matter. I know for a fact she is. Opinions will not sway me. I've heard every other fucking counter argument in the world. You're not gonna persuade me. I've been watching as well for over 30 years and with a vivid focus on everything I watch inside of that ring and outside of that ring. Charlotte Flair is that fucking good. If you can't accept that, if you don't admit it, too fucking bad. I'm smarter than you because I said so. It's that fucking simple. Charlotte Flair should have jumped her and then raged, got on the microphone and said, that is just like everyone in attendance here, you all live in mediocrity because you're all mediocre. And that's why you cheer somebody like Becky Lynch, because she settles for mediocrity. She's mediocre. You deserve each other. Misery loves company. I am a queen. I don't deserve this. I don't need this. I'm a queen. I take what I want. I will get my strap back, beat up Becky a little more, hold that championship that is no longer hers, but hold it high in the air, and have everybody legitimately boo you, because they're booing you already as a face. And don't give me the, but BC, Becky as a heel now is working. Becky's not a fucking heel if she's getting cheered by everybody. Wake up! Get off me, Oakleys! Where the fuck is my steel Come here! Come on! Wake up! Becky Lynch is not a heel! It's adorable that you think that. No, she's just edgy, and today's fan goes with anything edgy. That's why everyone still likes CM Punk. He broke the mold. He laid down pipe bombs. He speaks the truth. Yet when I speak the fucking truth on the guy's horrible MMA experience, he blocks me on Twitter when I didn't even mention him on Twitter. I didn't go on his Twitter. I didn't do anything. He sees my video dropping truth bombs, and he goes on my Twitter to look me up and block me. But didn't CM Punk coin the phrase, I tell the brutally honest truth, and people don't like me for that? Too bad. That was his words. I fucking say it. He throws a fit. Edgy is cool. It'll always be cool. But don't get it twisted. Know what a face is and know what a heel is. So again, the match Becky versus Charlotte was decent for sure and even at times good. A new champion in Becky Lynch? Badass. After the match was the time for Charlotte to gain some momentum. You didn't give a fuck about her as a fucking face as it was. What did you have to lose? One of your best female wrestlers just is not liked by people. There's a disconnect. She should have never been a face. She should have always been heel all along. It is absolutely bullshit. But again, the match gets a good. The outcome after the match, that's in the bad. So where we stand now after 2 matches, 1 ugly, 1 bad, and 2 goods. Let's keep this rolling into match number 3. What the fuck was match number 3? Where's my fucking notes? Oh, we're going Raw Tag Team Championships in this one. Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre taking on Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. 2/3 of, dare I say, the Shield. It's not even the fucking Shield anymore. They're just all fucking separate. All it is Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are the cronies, the jobbers to Roman Reigns. That's what it's looking like to me. Anyway, no need to overanalyze this match, right? We're going ballistic on the first couple. No need to overanalyze this. This is Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler having a kick-ass match. Awesome wrestling, well-paced, entertaining as fuck. And for a match I really had no desire, guys, in seeing, it delivered, and then some. Because I had no desire to see this match. This just seems like another Monday Night Raw match to me. And probably because we've seen matches like this a million fucking times. But they went out there, they kicked ass, guys. They fucking delivered last night for sure. And in the end, McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler defeated Rollins and Ambrose. They kept their championships. I think that's a good move. I don't want to see Ambrose stuck in a tag team. I don't want to see Rollins stuck in a tag team. They deserve to be separate. If Roman gets to be on his own for individual titles, then Seth and Dean deserve to be. Not thrusted into a tag team. I actually feel that McIntyre and Dolph also need to be separated, but that's another story. Beggars can't be choosers. Then again, this ain't the end either, probably, for Dolph, McIntyre, Seth, and Dean. They're probably going to fight another time, several times. Maybe those titles get fucking hot potatoed. Who the fuck knows? But the match was kick-ass. It was entertaining. Badass contest. That goes into the good. So now we have 3 goods, guys. So match-wise, wrestling, all 3 of the first matches all got a good. The only ugly came from something we're going to talk about again later in that main event. The outcome of the main event, not even the main event itself. And the only bad came from Charlotte Flair not being booked correctly. So that's half booking's fault. That's totally booking's fault, actually. You have her try to get even more sympathy, where fans are just going to shit on that more because it's so insulting at this point. It's embarrassing. It's sad for her. That's the only sympathy you're going to get. We're actually going to feel fucking sorry for her to the point of, like, just take her off the fucking TV, man. It's clear we don't want to see her, but now you're making her look like a joke. Turn her fucking heel. That's where the only bad came from. But, yeah, that Tag Team Raw Championship match, man. Raw Tag Team Championship match. What a kick-ass match. 3 matches into this, and the wrestling has been fucking kick-ass. That first match, more brutal than the wrestling, and physical and violent. But the 2 matches that followed it, Becky, Charlotte, Ziggler, McIntyre versus Rollins and Ambrose, delivered. Match number 4. Could that match deliver? You damn well bet. You want to know why? It's for the SmackDown's Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Heavyweight Championship. AJ Styles champion versus Samoa Joe. Doesn't it suck that this championship match, Styles and Joe, is in the mid-card? Match number 4 in a 7-match main card show. And for those of you guys wondering, too, I didn't go over to the kickoff show. What about the SmackDown Tag Team Championships? New Day versus Rusev Day. Well, you guys know, if you know Good, Bad, and the Ugly, I don't go over kickoff shows. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Sorry, New Day. Sorry, Rusev Day. The main show only, man. So anyway, the Heavyweight Championship is in the mid-card. Shows you what they think about the SmackDown Heavyweight Championship. This match was like Ziggler, McIntyre, Ambrose, and Rollins. Don't need to overanalyze this because this match was kick-ass. You just had what Samoa Joe and AJ Styles can do in that ring, and that's just beat the shit out of each other, try to out-wrestle each other, put on an entertaining show, and just try to steal the show. They did all of it. They honestly, it's viable for one of the matches of the night, no question. Did it start off a little slow? Absolutely. Picked up in the middle and then really gained that steam at the end. AJ Styles ended up winning this thing when he pinned Samoa Joe and his shoulders to the mat. But at the same time he was doing that, he was tapping the fuck out, another camera angle showed. But the ref didn't see that. He just saw Samoa Joe's shoulders to the mat. But this was a phenomenal forearm that was turned into a coquina clutch. Somehow they fell backwards to the point where Samoa Joe's shoulders were pinned to the mat. But this is a great way to tell the story further because this isn't done. AJ Styles and Samoa Joe will take on each other at the Super Show. Super Showdown, whatever the fuck. Melbourne, Australia. What is that? October 6th, I believe. So just a few weeks away, 3 weeks away. Less than that. You're going to see AJ Styles, Samoa Joe for the championship again. So if Joe is going to get the strap, they're probably going to do it there. But I love the fact that I knew, and nor should it have been, the end of this feud. They need at least one more good match together. This was a great way to tell that story. And AJ Styles tapping out. What the fuck? I don't care if that was the decision the ref made or not. He ended up counting the shoulders of Samoa Joe instead of catching AJ Styles' tap out. But the fact that Styles would have, that's fucking telling, man. That gives Samoa Joe real credibility. There's that word again. That makes Samoa Joe look strong. Afterwards, too, backstage, he was flipping out at Paige and referees. How the fuck could this happen? What are you doing? And Paige finally granted him that match that we already knew was going to happen in Melbourne, Australia. Rematch. But in Samoa Joe on Tuesday night on SmackDown is probably going to flip out even more. He's probably even more angered. You're probably going to get an even more monster of a Joe now. So, definitely like that. Did I even put that in? No, that was match 4. You guys know where this is going, man. 4th match in a row. That's in the good column. What do we got? 1 bad, 1 ugly, 4 good, guys. And the 4 good is every single wrestling match that has been on the card so far. Let's roll into match number 5 and see if we can keep this momentum going. This is going to be a mixed tag team match. Maryse and The Miz versus Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. Brie Mo. Wow, wow, wow. I can't do her song. Sorry, guys. This was another good match for a mixed tag match. And I told you guys. I love the chemistry with these 4. Something about Daniel Bryan and his wife Brie and Miz and his wife Maryse. And they're just good. Coming from a Brie Bella devastating botch a couple weeks ago on Raw. And seeing the confidence that she had this past Tuesday on SmackDown. Seeing the confidence that she took from there and brought into last night's Hell in a Cell match with Miz and Maryse. Love what I saw from Brie Bella. Obviously, Daniel Bryan was on his A game because I don't think Daniel Bryan can be off of that A game. Miz stepped it up too. Miz always steps it up big time. You don't think of Miz as like a premier wrestler, but when he needs to be, he will go with you. We've seen him have good matches with John Cena, good matches with fucking AJ Styles, good matches with Daniel Bryan. Did I say Daniel Bryan? AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. Fucking Daniel Bryan can step it up. I know you guys are probably like, did he mention John Cena as a good wrestler? As much as we diss Cena, guys, Cena has had a lot of good matches, man. Now, you can equate that to people he's been in the ring with, yes. But John Cena does know how to put on good matches. Don't let the 5 moves of doom steer you away from that reality. As much as I'm not a John Cena fan, like I can admit, the guy's been in several handfuls of good matches. But, again, this mixed tag match, I liked it, man. It's one of those things where it's the second pay-per-view in a row where The Miz and Daniel Bryan delivered. Miz and Daniel Bryan win at SummerSlam, and I like that match so much. One of the matches of the night for me, I said this has to continue. And I said back then, at some point the wives need to be involved. Brie and Maryse, and they did it right off the bat for Hell in a Cell. And I feel that this match also delivered. Just like at SummerSlam, The Miz picked up the win over Daniel Bryan. In this match, Maryse rolled up and kind of held the tights of Brie Bella. So Miz and Maryse, the it couple, defeated Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella last night. But I love this because just like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, this is going to be prolonged. We're going to see another match between these two at the Super Showdown. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. So I love that. I don't know if Brie Bella and Maryse will be involved in some way there too. Maybe they'll just be in the corners of their man. But I love the way the story was told. And again, the match was good. So I can't put this nowhere else, but the good column, 5. We got a full 5 tally there. That's a 5 bucket right there, guys. 1 ugly, 1 bad, 5 good. Right now, this pay-per-view is looking diesel. There's no way they could fucking lose this, right? This would be a huge comeback for the bad or the ugly if they can catch up to the good. Because right now, this pay-per-view, wrestling-wise, is taking over, man. Stealing the fucking show. Match number 6. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. That's right, Alexa. I just like saying Alexa. Alexa Bliss. The challenger taking on champion Ronda Rousey. I called it, guys. 10 minutes of Alexa beating up Rousey in those damn ribs. I said this in the preview video. That's all this match was going to be. They set it up on Monday that Ronda's ribs are injured. So Alexa Bliss was just going to beat her up for 10 minutes, which is just not realistic and not believable for somebody like Ronda. But what I saw from Alexa Bliss last night, you guys are going to... You ready for this? You're going to be shocked. This was the best I've ever seen Alexa Bliss. Ever. NXT, WWE main roster, this Alexa Bliss, this is the one that can hang with a lot of wrestlers. I knew there was more in her. It's almost like she just reserves it. She doesn't want to give everything. There's this lazy component. I'm not calling her lazy, but it is a component that I feel from her. It's something about it. I didn't see it last night. Her mannerisms last night were on point. There was this extra mean streak. There was this extra confidence. Maybe she just needs to go there and is told, I'm going to get offense for 10 minutes, and maybe that brings her to life. But that was the best Alexa Bliss I saw. Rousey and Alexa just work well together. Rousey, I feel, really came into her own last night. I'm not calling this her best match. Her WrestleMania match was better. And I've seen her on live events too, like up her game up. But this match, I really saw her try to really find who she is in professional wrestling. Yes, you could say at times her selling is overselling. At times she's not selling enough. Her facial expressions can be dimmed down a little bit. Maybe this, maybe that. But I think she was trying it all last night. This was her discovering herself match. Not to sound all fucking millennial, right? I need to take time off so I can find who I am in life, okay? No, that's not one of those fucking corny shits. But I think in the pro wrestling ring, in professional wrestling, the business, I think that was her match, man. And so I think so many good things came from Rousey and Alexa. I'm not calling it a great match at all. But you know what? I saw nothing bad or ugly there, man. I'm going to put that right into the good. That's 6 good, if I'm correct. Yeah, 1 ugly, 1 bad, and 6 good. 6 matches we've had so far, and all 6 have been good. That's right. Even Alexa and Ronda, because I didn't see enough to go bad or ugly. Definitely not ugly. But I didn't see anything bad. Ronda Rousey is still so young into her fucking career, main roster career in general for pro wrestling. How much do you really fucking expect? I mean, give her these discovering matches to find herself. Again, not to sound corny. And Alexa Bliss, everyone shits on her wrestling anyway. So what were you expecting from this match? If you weren't, surprised a little bit, I don't know what you were watching, man. That match was actually, for a match, if you told me Alexa was going to go in there for 10 minutes, just beat up Ronda in her ribs, I would have literally said it's a bite to eat break, it's a bathroom break, and I don't even smoke, but I'd get a pack of cigarettes just so I can chain smoke during that match. But no, didn't need to. Match was actually fucking decent. And this brought us to match number 7. This was the main event, guys. This was Roman Reigns, the champion, taking on Challenger and Money in the Lunchbox. What do you call him? Is he even a fucking challenger? Money in the Lunchbox fucking giver. He just gave away that lunchbox. Told Roman weeks in advance when he's gonna cash in. And then goes heel. That made total fucking nonsense. Literally nonsense. So this is a match inside of Hell in a Cell. And regardless, I already went over why the ugly. The match itself was not ugly. The match was not bad. The match, 7th match in a row on the main card, was good. 7 good. 7 matches, 7 good. Was that so hard, WWE? Just let them go out there and wrestle. 1 bad and 1 ugly. The match was physical. I've seen better. You guys know how I feel about Braun and Roman. I think they're just two entities that when they collide, there's just so much friction and so much violence and physicality that it just turns out to be good. Even if you love or hate Roman, if you love or hate Braun. The bottom line is they kick each other's ass usually. That match was good last night. And good, I'm stretching good. It was at least decent, good at times. But I've seen a lot better from Roman and Braun. But the end of this match is what I really like. That's right, not the finish. There's a difference. I'll get to that in a second. Because the finish went into the ugly. But the end of the match, Brock Lesnar's music hits. Now, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know I broke the news. Sorry to spoil it. I broke the news about 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe an hour. I don't even know. But it was fucking before Hell in a Cell. I broke the news to all you guys that follow me on Twitter that Brock Lesnar was backstage at Hell in a Cell. And he's probably going to be interfering in the Universal Championship match. I warned you guys. I spoiled it. I apologize. And that's what happened. He didn't take the championship, but his music hit. He came down. I love the fact that he kicks down the door. This is like Kane at Hell in a Cell. Remember when Kane I think it was Kane's debut. Some shit. He took off the fucking cell door. He just rips it off. Brock kicks the fuck, and it was believable and so realistic because A, it's Brock, but B, he's looking at the ref and Paul Heyman is demanding they open it and they won't. So Brock's like waiting and Brock's like, fuck this. He kicks the door. The whole thing just fucking, but just kicks it. It was great, man. The whole door just caves in. And then he sets the door up and he climbs the door and hops over the top rope to get in the ring. Brock is just fucking, he's a beast, but he's such a prominent athlete too. You don't think of that, Brock, a beast as an athlete like he is, but he is such a great fucking athlete, man. This guy's got fucking ups. And on the outside, Paul Heyman is Mick Foley. I didn't even talk about him. He was the referee in this match. I gotta give another good here, guys. Can I give another? I gotta give another good. Mick Foley, that's 8 goods. 8 for Mick Foley, counting Roman Reigns' shoulders down 1, 2, 3 in this match. Mick Foley! It was a mistake, obviously. It was a botch, but it's Mick Foley. How many shots has he taken at his dome piece, man? Give him a break, will you? He accidentally counted Roman Reigns' shoulders down 3. It wasn't. Roman did kick out. But on the pay-per-view, on the camera, on TV, man, Mick Foley counted 3. And any other referee in another match, that has to stand. You know Vince McMahon was backstage ready to fire Mick Foley, but he can't really fire him. He's not under any long-term legit contract. But you know he was just seething, chomping at the bits to scream at anyone in ear's range at what Mick Foley just did. If Mick Foley gets a phone call from Vince McMahon in the next 10 years, I will be shocked. Mick Foley pinned his golden child 1, 2, 3. That again was a fucking good, guys. I love that. And now back to my original statement, though. So Mick Foley was, aside from that, pretty much a non-factor until the end. When Brock gets in the ring and Mick Foley's going ballistic to Paul Heyman, get him out, get him out. Paul Heyman sprays, what is it? It's supposed to be like mace. It's obviously probably just fucking water or some shit, but it looks like fucking mace or it's, who knows, Febreze. And he's spraying it, and Mick Foley's getting fucking blinded on the outside, so he can't even do anything. And Brock Lesnar is now in the ring, F5ing Braun Strowman, F5ing Roman Reigns. I think a table was smashed. He took a broken table, started hitting Braun and Roman in the back with it. We faded to black as the referee said no. The new referee came down, I'm sorry. Another ref came down. We thought, oh, this match is going to continue like it should. That was a pretty cool middle of the match. No, that wasn't the middle. That was the end. They ended a Hell in a Cell match at a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell with a no contest from a guy who just beat him up a little bit. Nothing epic. Just Brock beating them up a little bit. And we faded to black and we went into Mick Foley's comedy special. Which, by the way, is funny as fuck. Go take a look at it. Definitely watch that on the network. I don't get paid for saying that, but it was funny as fuck. Mick Foley is comedy genius. And again, what he did last night, counting the 3 of Roman Reigns, I'm sure, there's a bit of me, man. There's a bit of me. Because he took a couple digs at Roman Reigns in that comedy special, too. I mean, they're friends, they're good, but he'll take a dig at you, he'll take a shot at you, and he'll fuck with you. I wonder if he did that just to be the talk of the town the next day. And to have the Roman Reigns haters being like, yeah, Foley, you counted him down. I wonder, man. But Brock looking like a beast and not Common Man Brock. I cannot stand Common Man Brock. Common Man Brock is the guy who goes into a wrestling ring and he has a fucking 15-minute match when he shouldn't be. He's Brock, he's a beast, it should be over in 5 minutes. I just want to see him show up more. If you only show up once or twice every 3 or 4 months, if lucky, then I don't want to see you around. But Beast Brock, if he's going to show up a lot, Beast Brock is fucking the best. So I love that last night. It looks like this is only going to be a 1-month extension on top of whatever contract he's doing now. I think this is just to get him the Super Showdown. Vince McMahon wants all of the top stars and all of his part-timers there. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. John Cena's going to be there. If he could get The Rock, he would get The Rock. He can't, obviously, but if he could, he would get him. Vince wants everybody there. So I think this is to get Brock there. But they already announced a 3-on-3 match, right? The Shield, as the Shield, a unit, taking on Braun, Dolph, and McIntyre. So where would Brock Lesnar even fit in there? Or do they now take Roman out of... I have no fucking idea. But the match itself, I didn't mind. Liked it. The ending of the match with Brock coming out, I liked it. But the finish, the actual fading to the black, the no contest on just that, you can't end the pay-per-view that way. You gotta have something more. If Brock is the way you want to end this, he's gotta do something more vicious. Instead, the most vicious part of that ending was Rollins and Dolph midway up on the cage on the outside, double headbutting each other and both falling to their demise through tables down below. That was the most ultra fucking impactful big time moment of that whole match. And that was Hell in a Cell, guys. But I'm not done. I have to give one more good. A special shout out to Renee Young. Renee Young during Dean Ambrose's match. Renee Young, Dean Ambrose was on the outside. He wanted to get tagged in. Seth Rollins couldn't tag him. And Renee Young, who, for those of you that don't know, she is the wife of Dean Ambrose. Renee Young goes, "Ooh, it looks like Ambrose wants a piece of that pie." I almost said my pie. "Ooh, it looks like Ambrose wants a piece of that pie," is what she said. How fucking awesome is that, man? That is a good, just for Renee Young, not giving two fucks. Boom! Renee Young gets her own good on commentary. I hope I didn't butcher that too much, but she said something like, looks like Ambrose wants a piece of that pie. Come on! That's hilarious! I don't care what your maturity level is. That's hilarious if you're 10, and that's hilarious if you're 100. Renee Young is looking at Ambrose, who isn't even in the match at that point, and saying, looks like Ambrose wants a piece of that pie. That's funny. That's Hell in a Cell. One ugly, one bad, and 9 good. This was a fucking good pay-per-view. Finally. Thank you, WWE. Was that so fucking hard? I have to shut the fuck up. This went way too long, and I have to double fist some Starbucks right now. You know the deal. A double shot mocha latte. Double fisting it. Both hands are going to have one of these lattes, man. I'm just going to down one. I'm going to down the other simultaneously, and then I'm going to whoop everybody's ass in my sight out there in New York City today. Hopefully you guys are kicking today's ass. Hey, tonight, the Fallout, Monday Night Raw, post Hell in a Cell, in just a few weeks before the Super Show. Super Show, Super Showdown, Super who the fuck cares. Should be pretty good tonight, we're hoping. A lot of answers we'll get from the questions that we do have. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Raw's review and reaction. For now, where the fuck are my other boys here? Where did I put the other boys, guys? Motherfucker! Now they're fucking gone. Are they on my fucking... Where are my fucking Oakleys? I got my Yankee ones. There's my other boys. For me and my Oakleys, much love and respect. You want one for the road? Hold on. Here's one for the road in honor of Mick Foley, baby. 20 years later, the anniversary. Check you later. All right.